start many games?
I don't know that he started a ton, but he played pretty well.
He played, but he didn't start.
And then they went and got a new manager, and that new manager had no interest in him.
Yeah.
And he sat on the bench for a year.
Yeah.
And
Which was terrible for his development.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the bench. Here's a young guy, right?
Yeah.
NASL. They ship him off because they think, well, maybe he's going to get better competition playing time down in Lyon. He does well the first year, and then he sits on the bench the second year. And when he sat on the bench the second year, I was tracking him because I like the guy so much. I was watching to see where he wasn't playing at all. I'm going, there's 1 year of his development that's totally screwed.
Right.
It's gone. And then we get him back here. And it's like, well, he lost a year.
Yep. I think it had a lot to do with why he couldn't get back into the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Right away last season. He played more toward the end of the season. But again, this season, Heath didn't appear to have any interest to play him.
Yeah.
Until Molina went down. So, again, it was all Jurgen Klinsmann's fault.
It's Klinsmann's fault.
It is.
So let's put on a list of how many things we can... I think that's number, the 122 things we can blame Jurgen Klinsmann for?
You think of it, you can blame Jurgen.
I mean, you can blame, MLS's problems on Jurgen Klinsmann, because I like Jurgen Klinsmann. I think you're right, he got a bad rap with USA Soccer. I don't think the pipeline, it's almost like it's dried up now. I'm not seeing the big, I'm not seeing the Alzadors or those types of guys coming through right now.
I think we're on the verge. Mm-hmm. So the next World Cup will be 2022.
Yep.
I think we're on the verge of our golden era.
You think so?
I think we are. Now, I have a feeling we'll also squander that. The English did.
Yeah. Oh.
The English had Lampard and Gerrard in midfield.
Yep.
And they were in their, mid-20s.
Yeah.
And they had Ferdinand in defense.
Was it Rooney on that team, too?
Rooney at striker.
Rooney was striker, yeah.
I mean, that was...
And Beckham was there.
It was 2006.
Beckham there, too? Or
was probably there. They were the most set.
Yeah. They had the most superstars.
They blew it.
Yeah, they did.
They completely squandered a golden era.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So whether or not we take advantage of this, will be left to be seen. But I think maybe this year will be a little up and down because we won't have a new manager until after the World Cup.
Yeah. But
2019 to 2022, I think we could be in a interesting stage.
Now, right now, Bruce Arenas is back, right?
No, he's out.
Well, who's?
It's Saracen.
Okay.
But Arenas was back. I said his name right.
Arenas was back for a little bit, though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They brought him back for.
He was back in the January camp.
Okay. Yeah.
He was not called up for the March.
Oh yeah.
Camp.
Okay.
The issue with Saracen, and again, I apologize if I'm not saying his name correct, is he is the assistant to Bruce Arenas.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically Bruce Arenas.
Okay. It's Bruce Arenas.
And, he's just here for a caretaker.
Well,
nothing's expected of him at all.
You probably recall when they got Jurgen Klinsmann. And it was a huge coup. It was like, holy shnikes, we got this great German player is going to be our coach now.
Yep.
And he's going to bring us to the promised land, and everything was going to happen, right? But I think what we found out with Jurgen is that his way of doing things didn't mesh with everybody else's way of doing things.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to do he wanted to do the youth movement, and he was always at the U.S. Soccer League and all the United States saying, hey, we need more camps, we need people, we need a pipeline of the stuff. And they were just like, yeah, Jurgen, whatever, this isn't Germany. We don't do it the German way. We do it the American way, which is, we pluck guys from different spots, and you get what you get. There is no pipeline of we have college soccer, we have youth teams, we've got semi-pro. We got all these different things. In Germany, they have they filter them in. They get them into their youth leagues, and they find the best ones, and they just kind of go with it.
Right.
In the United States, we don't do that. I mean, we kind of do, but we don't. There's no real funnel of talent that can come up and rise to the top.
Exactly. On top of that, their pipeline is maybe one of the best in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
And further on top of that is it includes Americans.
Yeah,
so
it does. Yeah, it does.
He was one of those people who said, I'm tired of Major League Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first head coach of the national team to basically say that Major League Soccer sucks.
Yes.
And I don't want my national team players playing in Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
They need to be playing in Europe. And that was the biggest issue with Clint Dempsey. He was kind of put on the back burner.
Yes.
Because he came back to the U.S.
He did.
And then Michael Bradley came back to the U.S.
Oh, they signed sweetheart deals with these teams to come back to the U.S. And MLS needed that.
Oh, definitely.
They needed the star power. They needed star. I mean, you had to have that star power to make MLS like a better league.
Right.
And I can understand Clint's been concerned about guys playing MLS, but the same token, you cannot take those stars and shove them back in Europe because MLS would die.
Right.
You'd have no drawing power whatsoever.
Exactly. And that's the interesting little balance between national team, the federation, and the domestic league.
Mm-hmm.
Countries like Colombia and Brazil, they've figured it out.
Yeah, they have.
Because honestly, their domestic leagues aren't fantastic.
No, they're not at all.
But they produce amazing players.
They produce
but they
amazing
all go play in
talent.
Europe.
They do, yeah.
And that's okay. They've figured out that balance to generate. They kind of develop and grow their players domestically.
Yeah.
And as soon as they're good, they head off
Go to Europe.
And
Yep.
You never see them again.
Yeah. But again, you're talking about Brazil and stuff, but what other sports does Brazil have? Soccer and some basketball. That's about it. Okay? In the United States, the MLS is dealing with NFL, NHL, NBA, and MLB.
Right.
They are the fifth wheel here. I mean, they are way down the list. So if you don't have superstars, you cannot compete with MLB and NFL. You can't do it. In Brazil, you can because that's all they have. You look at baseball in Japan, right?
Right.
That's pretty much all they have in Japan. They can get away with not having superstars in Japan. They create their own superstars. But when these guys go and leave and come to the United States, it's no big deal to them, because it's baseball. That's all they got.
Right.
Here, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that with South America in general.
Yeah.
Because even if you go to England, you've got soccer, you've got rugby, you've got cricket.
Cricket, yeah.
Basketball's becoming more popular. You go to Spain, basketball's very popular.
Yeah, basketball in Spain, Italy, basketball popular, Portugal.
Yeah. But you're right. Latin America, South America, Latin America, baseball starts getting a little. South America, though.
Well, Latin America, baseball in Latin America, yes. Yeah. Huge.
But South America, it's really just soccer.
Just soccer. So you can do that. You can get guys from Brazil who grow, and then European teams takes them, and they just refill it, and they go, well, we have nothing else to watch or be proud of, around here. So, we're going to watch soccer, regardless of how bad the talent is. This is what we do, And
that kind of builds on the ability to spend money to develop talent. Because if you only really have one sport, advertisers can put all their money
into one sport. Exactly right.
And so that sport gets a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I wish Major League Soccer would be a little bit more open with how much their TV deals are and their sponsorships are. Because it'd be interesting to know how much is Target paying to have their logo on.
Well, they got to be paying. If you think about it, Major League Soccer is the only sport in the United States where you can have a jersey sponsorship. Now, NBA is doing it.
WNBA does.
And WNBA. But NBA is also doing it.
Yep.
They have a small patch that they do.
Right.
But Major League Soccer is the one with the big patch.
Right.
So that's where they get their sponsorship money from. So a company like Target doing it, it's a no-brainer. We're going to put it on a jersey. It's going to be a big Target in the middle of the damn thing. It's like people are going to think it's Target, right?
Yeah.
other sports, you got to be a little more creative with your advertising, you know? I mean, did you drop some beer on yourself? Man, we're not even done with the podcast, and Dave's dropping beer on himself. But, I mean, advertising money in terms of MLS, like you said, I would like to see where they spend that money and see how they're doing it. Now, MLS doesn't have, do they have a beer sponsor? Heineken's a beer sponsor. Okay. See, I didn't know that. And that's interesting because I know, like, the beer sponsors for NFL, you know, Bud and, you know, NBA, I don't know if they have a beer sponsor. MLB, depends on the team. Yep. But MLS's advertising has to be a little different in terms of what the other major leagues do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, in fact, the only reason I know it's Heineken is because they just renewed their deal.
Do they serve Heineken at Target, or was it TCF Bank?
I thought about that when I read the article. Mm-hmm. I don't think they do.
I don't think they do either.
Other than Budweiser.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any major macro.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Summit.
And there really, there shouldn't be. Right. Because Minneapolis is a craft beer town.
Right.
And every stadium should have a bunch of craft beer.
Exactly.
That's the way it should be. Target Field, fantastic amount of craft beers. I mean, I go to Target Field, Twins games, to spend a lot of money, but I get craft beers at the wazoo. When I used to go to the Dome, no craft beers.
Right.
It was Bud Light, Miller Lite. They might have some, what do they have?
Michelob, that's a good craft
Michelob. They had, what's it called? Premium. They had Premium. Grain Belt.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was interesting. But, yeah, I don't think at the new stadium for the United, I got a feeling there's going to be a...
So interesting.
Yeah.
If I had the ability to pull it up on my computer, I suppose I could do a hotspot. But Dr. McGuire, the principal owner,
yes,
recently talked to MLS about the beer selection at Allianz Field.
Yeah.
They're going to have a huge tap room.
Really?
That's going to actually there's going to be garage doors that open up to the field.
Now, is that going to be a tap room that's going to be like for certain ticket holders, or is it going to be open to everybody?
Everyone.
Wow.
It's literally, you're going to be able to go there, get a beer, and just stand there.
That's where I'll be.
They have an upper deck that you're going to be able to go up to.
That's where I'll be hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it turns out they're aiming for 96 taps.
What? 96 different taps of craft beer? That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I mean, that's going to be like the Yard House or something.
See, now, we went to a soccer game in Chicago years ago. Me and Johnny and Dave and Nels went down there. And they had, at that point, they had the Bud Light Party end zone, what it was. And it was the coolest thing. So you paid a certain amount of money for this end zone ticket. And they had seats down there, but then they had this like open area in the back. And you got like 2 free Bud Lights. But then they had like bags and they had other things going out there. It was a cool place to kind of hang out and party and then watch the game at the same time. Now they don't do that anymore. And I'm like, why don't you get rid of that? You know? Yeah. Why don't you get Goose Island? Goose Island is in Chicago. Get Goose Island to sponsor it. Get some Goose Island beers up in there and do it. You know? I think more teams, and I don't know if they do or not, have to be involved with their craft beer, you know, wherever they're at. I don't know if Atlanta has a huge craft beer, you know. I know Minnesota does. I know Chicago does. Yeah. And I know KC does.
Yep.
Seattle, of course, does. I'm sure Portland does.
You hope so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would hope those are all involved. But if you're telling me that they're going to have 96 taps of craft beer, I mean, think how many breweries we have in this town. Is every brewery going to have 1 tap? Or are we going to do like Sterling's going to have 6 taps, Summit's going to have 6 taps, and then, then we're going to do like 2 taps from a bunch of different ones, you know?
Yeah. When I read that, I was like, way to go. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I don't picture Atlanta being a hot house.
No.
Hotbed of beer.
No. They could be. I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know.
Never been there.
Never had craft beer from Atlanta.
I'm going to have to research that for the next podcast.
Yeah. It's interesting now with the explosion of craft beers in the United States, how teams are getting on board with those beer sponsors. And what are the macro brews doing about it? They're not doing much.
Right.
They're not doing much pushback on it because I think if you took away the microbrews from those stadiums, I think a lot of fans would be like, well, I'm not going to buy beer here. This is stupid. I'm going to go to a brewery down the street from the